The evening sky stretched endlessly, painted in shades of amber and deep purple. The wind stirred the tall grass, carrying whispers of ancient secrets through the open plains. In the distance, the thundering rhythm of hooves echoed, a powerful reminder of the untamed spirit of the land. Amidst it all stood Kaelin, her eyes fixed on the majestic creature before her, an extraordinary horse, his coat shining like polished bronze in the fading light. This was no ordinary horse. This was Wildfire. Kaelin had fought to bring Wildfire back from the edge of death, tending to him with all the care she could give. The scars that marred his body told of a past filled with suffering and neglect. Yet under her watchful eye he had healed, his strength rekindled with the fierce energy of a wild storm. He was more than just a horse to her. He was a part of her soul, a symbol of resilience against the forces that sought to break them. But tonight, a heavy tension filled the air. The distant roar of engines shattered the calm, the sound of approaching vehicles growing louder. A line of dark SUVs made their way down the dirt road, their headlights cutting through the deepening twilight. Leading them was none other than Thorn Blackwood, a man whose name was enough to freeze the hearts of those who dared stand against him. Thorn was a powerful magnate, a man whose wealth and influence allowed him to control everything in his path. And now his eyes were set on Wildfire. "Kaelin!" Thorn's voice rang out as he stepped from his vehicle, his tone smooth, calculated. "You've made your little pet project your whole life. But let's be honest, everything has a price. Name yours." Kaelin's jaw clenched, her fingers instinctively grazing Wildfire's mane as if drawing strength from him. "Wildfire is not for sale." Thorn chuckled, a dark, slow laugh that sent a chill down her spine. "Everything is for sale, my dear. You just haven't heard the right offer." She met his gaze with a steely resolve. "You can offer me all the wealth you want, Thorn. It won't change a thing. Wildfire belongs here, and I will not let you take him." A flicker of irritation flashed across his face before he sighed, as if dealing with a misbehaving child. "I had hoped we could handle this civilly, but if you want to be difficult—" He motioned to the men flanking him, their cold eyes revealing their intentions. Kaelin's heart raced, but she held her ground. She knew Thorn wouldn't leave without a fight, but she wouldn't back down from someone who saw life as a mere commodity to be bought and sold. From the shadows, Joran stepped forward, his presence unwavering as he positioned himself beside her. "You should leave, Blackwood." Thorn smirked, his eyes narrowing with a hint of amusement. "Ah, Joran, the ever-loyal protector. You really think you can stop me?" Kaelin stood tall, her voice calm but firm. "The battle for Wildfire is just beginning." Thorn studied her for a long moment, his patience wearing thin. "Very well, have it your way, for now." He motioned for his men to withdraw, but the warning in his eyes was unmistakable. This wasn't over. As the taillights of the SUVs vanished into the darkness, Kaelin let out the breath she didn't realize she had been holding. Joran turned to her, his concern clear in his gaze. "You know he'll be back." She nodded, her hand tightening around Wildfire's mane. "Then we'll be ready." In the days that followed, Kaelin worked tirelessly to prepare. She knew she couldn't face Thorn alone. So she reached out to the farmers, the ranchers, the ones who knew the price of greed all too well. Word spread quickly, and one by one they came. Some brought supplies, others offered strategies, and together they built something stronger than money: unity. The night before the inevitable clash, Kaelin stood by Wildfire's side, brushing his coat with careful, rhythmic strokes. The moonlight bathed the ranch in a soft glow, casting long, eerie shadows that seemed to stretch across the land. Joran approached, his steady presence a comfort. "Are you afraid?" She exhaled, her voice barely a whisper. "Terrified." "Good," Joran replied, a small smile playing on his lips. "Means you understand what's at stake." The next day, the unmistakable sound of engines roared across the valley. Thorn had returned, but this time he came with armed men, his usual silent threat hanging in the air. What he hadn't expected, however, was the sight before him. A united front of townsfolk standing shoulder to shoulder, unwavering. The people had come, their faces set in grim determination. Thorn's confident smirk faltered. "You honestly think this rabble can stop me?" Kaelin stepped forward, Wildfire by her side. "We're not here to fight you, Thorn. We're here to show you that power and money don't control everything." For the first time, doubt flickered in his eyes. The weight of countless eyes bearing down on him was heavier than any weapon. Thorn clenched his teeth. This isn't over. But they all knew the truth. It already was. As years passed, Wildfire became a symbol of their triumph. The ranch grew, becoming a sanctuary not only for Wildfire, but for many other animals once abandoned. And those who had lost hope found a place of belonging, a place where compassion was the true measure of worth. Though time left its marks on Kaelin, her spirit never wavered. She had fought not just for Wildfire, but for a greater cause, a world where kindness could conquer greed. And in the soft light of another setting sun, with Wildfire grazing peacefully at her side, she knew every struggle had been worth it. Every sacrifice, every hardship had led to this moment of victory.